you want to call in, the number is 0960 200 490. Let me start by getting the calls coming through right about now, and then continue with our interactions right on the program. Okay, here we go. You're through to Backpage, your name and where you're calling us from. Come again with your name. Brian from the Copperbelt Kitwe. Please go ahead, Brian.
I just wanted to give like a brief picture about Ghana concerning the Champions League. I think for the last 50 years, Ghana has a record of not beating at home and beating run at least 50 years is not mistaken. So, people are saying that it's not like finished. The game is already finished because I don't think like Bantu FC can beat Ghana FC at home. That can't happen. Not even when you can save Bantu FC to beat Ghana FC because we as in Ghana fans we expect a win. Whether we are doing poor locally or we are not doing fine, whatever. But when we are not doing a winner.
Okay.
So, I think they are true. The only worry that I have is not success. It's not success, but the foreign traders playing away and from home and failing to score a goal at home with the problem. So, I don't see them. I was Zambian, I was very patriotic Zambian, but I don't see them going through the next round because they failed to capitalize at the home ground. Going there in Gabon to go and beat the Gabonese at their own backyard, it will be a difficult history to write. However, all the best to them.
Okay, great stuff. Thank you very much for coming through. We're truly grateful for your participation on the program.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, great. All right. So that is one kind of fan that is so optimistic of them chalking up an impressive win over Bantu and qualifying to the next round. All right. Now, Mufulira Wanderers have had their own fair share of trouble. Andrew, before we pick it up with Jerry. All right. Before you come in, let me just get one more call so that we balance things up a little more. You're through to Backpage. Good afternoon. How are you? Pastor Chihana, please go ahead with your contribution. Nice to hear from you.
We are doing great, sir. How are you?
And that's it. And you're playing a good game. You're expecting to score goals at to score that goal is what you score. We are trying like this is just one goal. What I think then, yes, you can just put him out. Like I said, very tricky game as well. Then we can have that's like that's the rest of the never you will focus to find that not one of them will go on the way somewhere. Why is it like everyone is the hope of so that's what that's concern. Not sometimes when I was had some things that was scored in tomorrow. Because you know my looking back that I just want to look at it. And also I just think the defense that they must do everything so that they score more goals in the last time at home. Then I'm just wishing that that's then I'm going to start up to the next venture and to make sure that we bounce back and our fans the first so I'm sure it's going to be very much the best back. So I've been doing the same now with this and just going to that.
Okay. Thank you for coming through, Pastor Lakson Shihana.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. His line though wasn't that really clear, but we got one or two things. But Andrew, Mighty Mufulira Wanderers have their fair share of the problems in the dugout. I would want to get your comment from that perspective. Then we move on to the UFA Champions League midweek results, Jerry.
True, Lorenzo. Mighty Mufulira Wanderers, Mighty Wine Chungura, Lena Mirambo have parted ways with TC Talent Chembo on a mutual ground. And Mighty Mufulira Wanderers will now be looked after in the interim, according to the information given by Harrison Tembo and Moses Kashimoto. We hope that TC actually told the players that that they know that the target for them this season is to make sure that they get back into the Premier League, and he told them his departure should not take them away from that focus, but they should continue focusing on that goal, and hopefully next season they could be back in the Premier League. The CEO, Madam Luzendo, also reminded the players that the going away of TC should not make them relax, but even make them work harder, because they need to show that they have the desire and the zeal to get back into the Premier League. Very unfortunate. This is one coach I give a lot of respect in Zambian football. Wherever
I remember the way you were going on when you was appointed.
Yes.
And ironically, he's the one now we're making to.
I remember.
Yes. It's unfortunate. I give this man a lot of respect in the Zambian football circles. This is the man who, at one point did wonders at Zesco. This is one man who went to Buildcon, also turned Buildcon around, took away all the dead wood there in some of those foreign players that were just coming into Buildcon. So he's a focused man, in short, and I hope that wherever he's going to go, he's going to prove me right, so that Jerry should stop telling me that. I was excited to see. I was excited. You can even see the kind of players that he brought into Mighty Mufulira Wanderers. So we hope for the best. He's done his part. He's moved on. We hope that those that will remain at Mighty will continue doing their part, so that Mighty can get back in the top flight football where they belong.
Okay, great stuff. Let me read a few comments. Then I'll run through fixtures. We pick it up with the UEFA Champions League midweek results and preview next week's fixtures. It's thick and fast in the UEFA Champions League this season, considering that we have a compressed 2020-2021 soccer season because of the COVID-19 coronavirus. All right, 0960-200-490. The leagues actually started very late, and that really affected most fixtures a great deal. All right, so getting on to some of the comments you're sending through. Prince Norbert Hamagalu says, nice program, enjoying. Marvel Musukuma says, United for life. And then I also do have, he says, the headline, Chicken George escapes from prison. Colin Cole says, enjoying the program at home with my new baby girl. Looking nice good, guys. Keep on blessing us, guys. Thank you. Mr. Collins, and congratulations on your new baby. Okay, on the baby girl. All right, new addition in the family. Would like to join in congratulating you. Benny Muma says, good afternoon, brother Lorenzo and panelists watching and watching you via Facebook from Matero North within Lusaka. All right, thank you for all those comments that are coming through. Now, getting on to the UEFA Champions League. All right, now we definitely have quite a number of results that we have to give you before we talk about fixtures that are going to take place next week. All right, so in midweek at Old Trafford, United were given a hiding 3-1 by Paris Saint-Germain. All right, at Old Trafford there. And then Juventus beat Dinamo Kiev 3-0. Barcelona won 3-0 away to Ferencváros. This game was at the Puskás Arena in Hungary. And then Borussia Dortmund and Lazio played out to 1-1 draw at the Signal Iduna Park. Sevilla were beaten 4-0 by Chelsea at the Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. And then Club Brugge beat Zenit St. Petersburg 3-0. Istanbul, Başakşehir were beaten 4-3 at home to Red Bull Leipzig. Then Rouen of France lost 1-0 away to Krasnodar. All right. And then talking of Tuesday, Atletico de Madrid and Bayern Munich played out a 1-1 draw. And then Internazionale beat Borussia Mönchengladbach 3-2 at the Stadion Borussia Park. And then FC Porto and Manchester City played out a goalless draw. At Anfield, Liverpool beat Ajax Amsterdam 1-0. Olympiacos Piraeus lost 2-1 away to Olympic Marseille at the Orange Velodrome. And then Atalanta Bergamasca and Midtjylland played out a 1-1 draw. Red Bull Salzburg resuscitated their chances of progressing to the next round, beating Lokomotiv Moscovia 3-1. Then Real Madrid, probably the shockest, if there's anything like that, result of the week, were beaten 2-0 by Shakhtar Donetsk. Would you believe it that elite known Shakhtar Donetsk
Oh my God.
have completed a double over Real Madrid in the Champions League this season?
Ouch, must be painful for Real fans, huh?
Pretty painful, I suppose. I can imagine how they're feeling. I can imagine
And
how
there are
they're
some
feeling.
fans who went quiet after that game. I was
Yeah,
even
yeah,
reaching
yeah,
out
yeah.
to them. Hey, you're too quiet.
What's going on?
Is
But-
everything okay with you?
but no response.
No response.
No response whatsoever. All right. Now, one thing that is quite interesting about this round of matches, gentlemen, has to do with Red Bull Salzburg for two obvious reasons. One, Passan Daka was back in action, coming on as a 77th minute substitute, though didn't find his name on the score sheet. And their 3-1 win over Lokomotiv Moscow gave them a glimmer of hope of qualifying to the next round, provided they beat Diego Simeone's Atletico de Madrid next week
At home.
at home. Jerry.
Oh, yeah, good result for Salzburg there. And good that Papa, as is known,
Yeah,
is back in the team.
back in the team. Yeah.
I expect he's probably not at 100%. He's still trying to get up to match fitness and the rhythm that's required to play these games. So they have a very good chance since they'll be at home, and they're quite formidable at home. Free
Yeah.
scoring and so on. The only thing is that they're playing a wily opponent in Atletico de Madrid,
Yeah.
who can just close out the game and they can.
And all
just
they need is a
defend.
point.
Yeah, they just need a
Atletico
point.
just need a point.
So it would be very difficult. Salzburg coach, is it Jesse Marsh?
Yeah.
Has got it all to do to try and find a way past that stubborn and pretty defensive Atletico de Madrid side. But we hope Salzburg will do all that they can to win it, and they can progress. That we continue supporting the Zambian players who are in the Salzburg team.
Yeah.
But it will be a pretty tough match.
The tall order,
Not
not
There's some
necessarily.
hope, yeah, if they can just try and find a way to thread through those passes, past
In
that
between
defense, finding some
those
space
defenses.
and creating chances, grab a couple of goals. Who knows what could happen?
All right, great. Andrew, how do you rate Red Bull Salzburg's chances of progressing past Atletico de Madrid to the last 16?
Difficult, Lorenzo. Extremely difficult. This is a team that is very well known to defend even a goal if they have to. Even if they score in the first minute,
So remember how they
They can
frustrated
defend.
they
Liverpool.
can
The way
actually
they
defend.
frustrated Liverpool.
They can defend that one goal for 90 minutes.
And they can also
This
be
is the team.
defensive,
Yeah.
but still score maybe
Yes,
2 goals
be-
from
be
just maybe
offensive.
2
From
chances.
nowhere.
Yeah, from nowhere. Just get a chance.
So
it's
they
in.
are one of the most difficult teams to beat, but we're not saying they're not beatable. I mean, the most important thing is to plan very well. The most important thing is to be positive, get into the game with that morale that you can actually overcome. Not very easy. We saw them dispatch. We saw Atletico Madrid dispatch Liverpool in the last season.
And some fans of certain teams actually celebrated that result. They were so happy. Kept on reminding us, Atletico Madrid have done it. Really? Celebrating another team's loss?
So there, Diego Simeone is a very, very serious tactician. And he's able to post positive results even on an away basis. So Roy Bussalzbeck must prepare very well. They must go into the game positive. They must make sure that they, as much as they will be frustrated, but they must make sure that they break down that wall and be able to post positive results. It's doable.
It's doable.
And the thing is not to become like impatient and then you want to start taking risks. You see that they're frustrating us and you want to pull everyone in front to try and score. That's when they'll hit you.
So they need to be wary of that too.
And Lorenzo, we spoke about the compressing of the league, the season.
Yeah, the season.
I think that's why we're seeing quite a number of injuries, especially hamstring injuries. It's quite unfortunate. I think players are at risk. They're playing so many games in a short space of time. They have to play midweek and then weekend as well. I hope they take into consideration the players' welfare as well, and that's why some
and the coaches' welfare as well
are rotating.
And they shouldn't even fire coaches over a few string of poor results.
A couple of losses, and then people are saying this coach should go. And the coaches now are forced to rotate. You won't be playing your best 11 week in, week out. They'll burn out. So that's why you find some positions, you get a younger player and so on to try and keep the team fresh.
That's why coaches must plan, because they have seen that this season is a unique season. So they need to plan ahead so that they are able to, to still produce positive results. Because a coach should not sit back and just say, wow, we are playing. A good coach understands each and every player that he has. And so he will be able to, to guard against these injuries we've started seeing. And even when the player goes, on the injury list, the manager must be able to plan very well such that that player quickly comes up and starts light training. So that, because you want the best out of your team, so you cannot get the best if your best players are on the injury list. So it's a tough situation, but good managers should be able to come out and be able to manage this. Of course, no one plans for an injury, but if you have an injury, you need to quickly make a plan as a good manager.
Agreed. And most clubs, unfortunately, they'll have a pretty good starting 11 and maybe 2 or 3 players on the bench. But beyond that, they don't have much. And you find that you have 6, 7 players out. Then you start bringing in youth players and so on.